And I'm Keith Farmer. We're going to get a look at some early basketball talk with the Kentucky basketball team because signing day is here.
Yeah, so cool. But we're also going to talk about some COVID-19 issues with SEC football. They continue to complicate the schedule. But you know, Keith, we haven't really gotten a chance to talk recruiting on this show. That ends tonight. It's tonight's Big Blue Story presented by Baptist Health, a recap of the early signing day. 3 future Cats signed on the dotted line. Let's talk about him. We begin with Damian Collins, the highest rated commitment in the class. 24/7 Sports lists him as a 5-star recruit, the nation's 4th best power forward, ranked as the 19th player overall in America. Give a lot of credit here to Jay Lucas. Collins was seen as a heavy favorite for either Texas or Oklahoma, but in late August, right around the time Lucas officially joined Kentucky staff, the Cats extended him an offer, then Collins committed to Kentucky on Halloween. He said his goal is averaging a triple-double next season. I like it. That's up there. But hey, that's a good attitude, Keith, considering, we've only seen, I think, 3 triple-doubles in the history of Kentucky basketball. But this kid is also a really good shot blocker. And I think Cal just loves his style of play.
He looks a little like Nerlens Noel from his body type. Just long arms, looks like he can leap out of the gym. And I like the fact that he's got those glasses he wears, kind of like Clark Kent when he's off the court. And, and then he comes on the court, maybe he'll be, Superman. So good for him. Next up, Nolan Hickson, a 6'2" point guard from Seattle, Washington. He originally announced his commitment to Kentucky on August 22nd. According to 24/7 Sports, he's a 4-star recruit and is listed as the number 3 point guard in the class. Hickman impressed during the Pangos All-American Festival just a few days ago, averaging 22 points per game throughout the event. News of Hickman's commitment in August initially came as a bit of a surprise, but now things are official. UK's coaches have compared him to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. His high school coach, though, has compared him to Tyler Ulis and Rajon Rondo with a better shot. His dream school was Kentucky Mary Jo. First off, dream school, you put a Ulis and Rondo guy together, oh my goodness. Plus he's got the wingspan of like 6'8", almost 7 feet. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'll take it. And I love his story, Keith, because Coach Cal and Tony Barbie were there to watch Paolo Banchero. Remember, he was the guy that they were really after. Nolan Hickson wasn't even on their radar, and they saw him play. He scored 36 points in that game. They fell in love immediately, and like they say, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and they found Hickson. And love at first sight. Dream school, and the coaches love him too. Finally, Bryce Hopkins. 24/7 Sports lists him at 6'7", 220 pounds, a former 4-star recruit. He's going to bring a lot to the court for the Cats. He's ranked as the number 7 power forward in the nation, but maybe the best part is we stole him from, that guy down west. Hopkins was originally a Louisville commit. He decommitted from the Cards in August, citing uncertainties related to Louisville's potential sanctions. He flipped to Kentucky on October 26th, and now things are official. He signed on the dotted line. Sorry, Chris Mack, but this is what John wanted, and you said clearly you want to do what John wants. Here's what Kentucky assistant coach Joel Justice had to say about all 3 signings.
Well, I think when you see Damian Collins, you see a guy that is got tremendous size, tremendous ability, quick off his feet, can block shots, can rebound, and his offensive game is continuing to get better. He's a guy that's gone from being able to score around the basket to now where he's being able to play off of elbows. He's being able to play at the top of the key. He's got good ball skills. He's going to be a guy that I think when he shows up here in the fall or the summer even, I guess, we're going to see a better player than we've seen to this point. You look for guards that can create for themselves. You look for guards that can create for others. They have to have an unselfish nature about them, but they also have to have a sense of killer that they can go and create. They can disrupt on the defensive end, and Nolan is that guy. Oh, I think Bryce is another guy that when you talk positionless basketball, he's a guy that can play multiple positions. He's a guy that can play in different kind of areas of the floor. When you're looking at the geography of the offensive and the defensive end, Bryce is a guy that can be moved all over the place.
Yeah, Mary Jo, I mean,
Keith,
this
you know
is,
there's going to be more to come,
you know,
but this already looks like a well-rounded class.
Yeah, for sure. And what I was going to say is that, you know, you've really got to make sure to have that class ready to go, because we don't know how many, you know, Kentucky already lost 94% of its scoring for this season. Who knows how many of that class is going to leave as well. So let's talk about this current round of Cats, and the preseason honors continue to roll in for the freshmen. Top-ranked recruit Brandon Boston has made the top 10 college players with Kevin Flaherty of 24/7 Sports. Not a surprise.
No, and Tom Hart, who's going to be here with Jimmy Dykes doing the pro day, tweeted out that he cannot take his eyes off Brandon Boston. And maybe it's because he's always around the ball, whether it's offensively or defensively. But he just said he's glued to him because he's that electrifying of a player. Let's stay with basketball. We're now just a week away from the 2020 NBA draft. Gosh, is it finally going to happen? Sports Illustrated writer has included 4 former Wildcats in his final prospect rankings. Both Tyrese Maxey and Emmanuel Quickley have moved up to numbers 12 and 34 respectively, while Ashton Hagens dropped a spot to number 55. Nick Richards stayed put at 70. Tyrese Maxey moving up, Keith, is not a surprise. He's been one of those guys that we've heard coaches are not going to want to pass on, and he's been really impressing in this pre-draft period.
And looks like Emmanuel Quickley is doing the same, which is great to see, because we know he plays hard on both ends. All right, let's turn to UK football now, and it seems that Saturday's home game against Vandy is still on. Vandy is, as of this taping, a tweet yesterday said that it was 50-50 Kentucky and Vandy play on Saturday, but a University of Kentucky spokesman quickly came out and said they're looking forward to hosting the Commodores as scheduled. Now, both programs are dealing with COVID issues. Mark Stoops told us on Monday he's down 3 offensive staff members this week. And last week, Vanderbilt played Mississippi State, a team that has canceled its upcoming game because of positive test and contact tracing. But Vandy's head coach confirmed his team made it through a round of COVID-19 testing and is ready for the game against Kentucky. Meantime, there are reports that Kentucky's game against Alabama could be pushed to December 12th because of coronavirus issues in the SEC. And today, the Georgia-Mizzou game postponed. That is now 4 games postponed, only 3 on Saturday, Mary Jo.
I don't know how many games Alabama and Florida are going to have to play on December 12th, but I feel like every game has been postponed to that day. So that'll be a great day of football if everything goes as planned. But man, it's tricky. This is tricky. Fingers crossed that Kentucky and Vandy is still on this weekend. All right, coming up next on BBN Tonight, we're going to continue our discussion about this early signing day.
We'll chat with Travis Branham of 24/7 Sports about the talented roster on tap for Coach Calipari next season. That's when we return.